Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.
Hi guys. Hello everybody. I hope you have followed the submission process and that's what we just played. In case you have joined in late and you couldn't follow that process, you need not worry because we'll be sharing the same process towards the end of this class. So welcome to each and everyone who's joining in now, and I hope all of you are doing good, you are taking good care of yourself, and it's the class 2 of our hand lettering course. So this particular course has been named like the art of drawing alphabets or the art of drawing letters because that is what hand lettering is about. I gave you a quick brief about hand lettering in the previous class about what hand lettering is. So in case you're new to the class, you're joining in from the second class, I'm repeating this information especially for you. So what we are going to typically focus in this class is going to be about hand lettering. And what is hand lettering? Hand lettering is the art of creating letters. It is the art of drawing alphabets and letters in a creative way. Here, it is not typically like calligraphy. Okay, calligraphy and hand lettering are two different things. In calligraphy, we follow certain set of rules and we have to use certain kind of tools. But when it comes to hand lettering, it is just the creativity that you can put onto paper. So it is the art of drawing alphabets in a different way, in a creative way. So that is what we are going to explore in this particular course altogether. And in the previous class, we hand lettered the word chocolate. Okay, so by this, I also remember the submissions for the previous class. I really appreciate the response that you guys have gave for the previous class in terms of the quality of the submission, also in terms of the number of submissions. So I appreciate each one of you who made your submissions for the previous class. I love each and every of the submission that were made for the previous class, and I also know who is consistently making the submissions. Okay, so it's not a thing to worry if you're joining in from the second class. Make sure that you're making your submission from this class onwards, and for the people who have been joining for the from the first class itself, make sure that you're consistently making your submissions. Okay, so making your submissions consistently could be a part like you can also track your progress. Even the teacher, the conductor, for me, it is easy to track your progress. And secondly, if you make submissions for all the classes consistently and attend all the classes consistently, you will receive a certificate by the end of this course. Okay, so make sure you're following these and having lots of fun in the classes which is conducted by you. And yes, so I see a good number of people joining in now. So I want all of y'all to give me a quick thumbs up in the chat section that you're ready with your art materials and you just want the class to get started. I need a thumbs up from you as an indication that you're all excited for today's class and you are all ready to jump into today's creativity. Yes, come on. I need the thumbs ups coming in, giving you 15 seconds. I need the thumbs ups coming in that yes, ma'am, we are ready for the class. We have all our art materials ready, and let's get started. Give me a thumbs up in the chat section. Okay, a few more people joining in. So everybody, quickly give me a thumbs up. Each and every person attending this class, I want a quick thumbs up from you that you are ready with your art materials and you are ready to get started. Don't worry about the art materials. We already provide the list of art materials before the start of this class, but I would be repeating the art materials again for you. So you need not worry about it. And again, those are just basic art materials. So yes, so I see good number of thumbs ups coming in. So let us all just get started. I'll quickly share the screen and then we'll just dive into the activity. Okay, I hope you can see the screen now. Also, the thumbs ups coming in. So all are excited for the class and all are set for the fun activity to begin. So even I'm excited for sharing this particular class with you. So just before we get started, we would be discussing about the art materials. And in the previous class, we hand lettered the word chocolate. Yes, in this step, we are going to, in this class, we're going to take a step ahead and we're going to hand letter a phrase. Okay, in the previous class, we hand lettered the word. This time, we are going to letter of phrase. Okay, so make sure you have your eyes on screen when I'm showing this to you, and when I repeat it, you can create it for yourself on paper. Okay, so first let us all discuss the art materials that we need. Okay, awesome. First, we need this A5 size drawing sheet. I have this A5 size white sheet of paper. In case you're not having this white sheet of paper, you can also use any other colored sheet of paper that you have. In case you're having an A4 size paper, you can just cut it into half and you can use the other half of it. In case you're having a sheet which is smaller than A5, that is fine as well. Just make sure that you're creating a smaller illustration that fits onto paper. And the least would be if you're not having any of these papers, I'm sure you would be having a notebook available at your place. So you can just go grab a page from your notebook. You can also use that particular page. Okay. So I don't want anybody to leave the class on the basis that I don't have a paper. You can also use a sheet from your notebook and take part in today's activity. Okay. So that was the first material. I'm going to use this A5 size white paper. Second, I have a compass over here which is attached with a pencil with a screw. Now, either you can have a compass or you can have something which is circular in shape. It has a circular circumference. So it could be a bowl at your place, it could be a plate or a saucer at your place, or anything which is circular, and it should be a little larger. It shouldn't be really small, but a bowl or a compass which is attached with pencil or a saucer, anything would do. But just make sure it is not very tiny. It is of reasonable size. It should be typically larger than your mama's bangle, if I could precisely take it in that term. So it should be a little larger than your mama's bangle. So anything like a bowl or a saucer would work fine. And the best would be if you are able to use a compass with a pencil, then it would be fine as well. Okay, so we need a circular object. In case you're not having a circular object, we need a compass. In case you're not having any of these, what you can do, you can just go ahead and draw a circle freehand. Okay, that would be a little difficult, but you can also draw a circle freehand if you're not having any of these tools. Okay, so that's the second material that we need. That's a compass or a circular object. And make sure you're also having a pencil. The pencil I have over here is attached with the compass itself. So once I'm done with the circle, I'll remove the pencil from this compass and use that pencil. So make sure you also have a pencil with you. And next we need these sketch pens. So over here, I'm using something called as a brush pen, but you can also use a sketch pen if you want. If you have a brush pen available at your place, you can use that. But if no brush pen is available, of course, sketch pens would be perfectly fine as well. Or you can also use crayons if you want. You can use your paints if you want. You can use your color pencils if you want. So anything with which you can basically color, you can fill color into something, you can use that. Sketch pens would work, watercolors would work, crayons would work, wax crayons, oil pastels, pencil colors would work, colored pencils would work, sketch pens would work. So anything with which you can color, you need that. I'm quickly giving you a list of the shades that I'm going to be using in this class. So I'm using a light blue, dark blue, orange, red, and yellow. Okay, quickly repeating it again for you. Using a light blue, dark blue, orange, yellow, and red. Okay, in case you're not having two shades of blue, it's fine. You can just use one shade of blue. If you're not having orange, you can skip that color. You can simply use red and yellow as well. Okay, so these are typically the shades that we need in today's class. One or two shades if you don't have, it's nothing to worry about. You can just go ahead and carry out the activity with whatever art materials or whatever shades that you have. Okay, so these are just the basic art materials that we need in today's class. Again, as I said, I'm going to use these brush pens, but those are again just like sketch pens itself. So you can use your sketch pens as well. And as I said, you can just use any of your mediums for coloring, like wax crayons or colored pencils as well. Okay, so that is done, and that is all you need for just taking part into today's fun activity. So first, let us get started with the compass. So everybody who's using a circular object, you can just start by creating a circle at the center. For everybody who's using a compass, this is what you have to do. So you have to place this point roughly at the center. So look how I roughly place the compass point at the center. And then we have to create a circle. So I am extending this compass till the end, or roughly the end of this sheet. I'm leaving a little bit of space as a margin, but I place this point. Look at this point of the compass. I place that point roughly at the center of the sheet. I extend the compass roughly till the end of the sheet. I leave around 1 finger gap at the end, and I extend the compass till there. And then I will just make a circle by rotating the sheet. So I'm just rotating the sheet and I'm creating a circle. Make sure that you have this size of circle, or even larger than that would be fine. But do not make it a really smaller circle, because then you would not be able to fit in the illustration. Okay, so I'm quickly repeating it here for you. We place the tip or the pointed part of this compass right at the center, roughly at the center, and extend your compass till the end of the sheet by leaving a 1 finger gap. Okay, and then you need to just rotate your sheet and you will have a circle in front of you. Again, make sure that the size of the circle is large enough that fits into your A5 size paper. Just making it a little darker so that it's visible for you in the screen. Okay, so I've just drawn a circle. I'm going to use this pencil now. I've just taken the pencil out of the compass and I'm going to use this pencil now. So I hope that you have created this circle up till now. And the next thing that we're going to go ahead with now is whatever we draw, we are going to draw inside this particular circle only. Okay, we're not going to move outside this circle. We're just going to stay within this circle only. Okay, so let us get started. Zooming in, or maybe this works. Okay. So we start from the top portion first. As for the first time, all of you all can just observe it on the screen and then create it for yourself. So for the first time, just observe it on the screen. I am going to start roughly from the top portion of this circle and I'm going to create a curved line. Okay, look how I drew a curved line or a wavy line roughly at the top portion of this circle. So I start from one end and then I create a curved line and reach the other end. Okay, so repeating it for you. Start from one side, create a curve and then a slope down. Okay, so that's the first curve that we have created. Now on one side where the slope is a little downward, we are going to create a semicircle. So I'm roughly creating a semicircle over here. So that's the first curved line, the wavy line that we have drawn. On one side, I'm going to create this semicircle. Okay, so this is nothing but the sun which we are creating. So we have a semicircle. Now we are going to draw the rays of the sun. But this time it's going to be a little different. So make sure you carefully observe it on your screen. So I give these double lines with a little bit of gap in between. So I'm going to give these double lines as rays of the sun. Repeating it again, we are going to draw these rays of the sun. And again, if you see, I stay only in the top portion. Just above the wavy line, we are going to draw these rays. And make sure that you're creating these double line rays. So make two lines which are parallel as the rays of the sun. Okay. And make sure you're staying within the circle only and above the curved line. So look, we have just created the sun and the rays. I'm going to quickly repeat it for anybody who couldn't follow it up till now. So let's start from here. We draw a wavy line first. Then we create a semicircle which is nothing but our sun itself. So that's the semicircle that we have created. Now we are going to draw the rays of the sun. And the rays of the sun will be such that we'll create parallel lines, two parallel lines as the rays of the sun with a little bit of gap in between. Okay, so that's the first line or the first ray of sun that I draw. And now exactly parallel to this particular ray, I'm going to create another line. So that's how you need to create this particular sun ray. And we create it up to the end of this particular wave line. Okay, so we stay within the circle and also within this wavy line only. Okay, so I'm just quickly repeating it for you in case you haven't followed it. So we draw the rays of the sun. So I'm creating it up till the end. Make sure you're within the circle and within the wave line only. Okay, creating the rays of the sun up till the end. Okay, and also make sure that every ray is having two parallel lines. Okay, so just for a quick confirmation, this is the first ray and has two parallel lines. That's the second one having two parallel lines, the third one, fourth one, fifth one, and here's the sixth one. So all of my rays are having these two parallel lines. So we need to draw those double rays of sun, and that's what we have created up till now. Now, we are also going to create a line below this wavy line, exactly parallel to it. So again, it is like a double outline that we are giving. So there was already a wave line created. We'll just go ahead and add another wavy line with a little bit of gap, which is exactly parallel to it. And then leave a little more gap, and we are going to create another wave. So these are nothing but the ocean waves that we are creating. But this time we are also drawing it into two sections. Okay, so again, if you look here, I've created this one wavy line, and then I'm again going to go ahead and add another wavy line with only a little bit of gap in between. Okay, so that's what we are going to create up till the end, the lower portion of this circle. So I'm just going ahead and I'm creating these waves. Also make sure that there's double outline to each and every wave that you're drawing. Okay, on to the last one. So till the end, till the lower portion or the bottom portion of this circle, I'm going to create these things. Okay, so I'm done with this. I'm done with creating the sun. I'm also done with creating the waves. In case you just missed a part of the waves, I'm quickly repeating this especially for you. So make sure you have all your eyes on screen before you create it. Okay. So let's start from here. One wavy line was already created. Now we leave a little bit of gap and create another wave which is parallel to it. Okay, just like two outlines that we are giving. Now we leave a little more gap in between and keep drawing these waves with double lines. Okay, so that's the first curved line that I have drawn after the previous one. And now I again create another wavy line and give it a double outline. So all the waves that you have to draw up till the lower portion of the circle, and make sure that all the curved lines have a double outline as well, a thin double outline. Okay, reaching the end. Till the end portion, you need to make these waves. These are nothing but the ocean waves that we have created. The center portion has the sun and the lower portion has these waves. Okay, almost done. Awesome. So we are just done with the basic sketch over here. I hope you have also created the basic sketch up till now. So we have the sun, we have the rays, and we have created the waves of the ocean as well. And now the showstopper of this class is to hand letter a phrase. So we are going to hand letter a phrase which is "Here comes the sun." I'll repeat, "Here comes the sun," and we're going to hand letter it inside this particular circle and inside this particular waves only. So this could be a little different for you. So it would be easy if you first observe it and then create it for yourself. Okay, so I am starting with the hand lettering part over here. I want all of y'all to just keep your art materials down and for the first time observe this process, and then when it's done, I'll quickly repeat it for you and then you can create it for yourself as well. Okay, so let's start. So in these waves, I'm going to hand letter the word or the phrase "Here comes the sun." So we'll start from the top portion of the waves. So I'll consider these two waves and then I'll write the word H first. So let's focus on the word "here" first. "Here comes the sun" is the phrase. So let's focus on the first word of this phrase, that's "here," and we're going to hand letter. We're going to write it in normal running handwriting only. So I draw these two curved lines and a line in between which looks like an edge, and make sure you're within the circle only. So that's the first curved line, the center horizontal line, and another curved line to make it look like an edge. Next, we are going to write an E, again a curved line, and if you see, I stay within these two waves only. I'm going to just stay within these two waves of the ocean. Next, we are writing the alphabet R, and then the last one is E. So here comes the sun is the phrase, and here the word here is ready over here. And if you see, I stay within these waves only. So I've written the word here on the paper between these waves, and I'm now repeating it for you. You all can also write the word here with me. So let's start from here. Start by giving an outline to the circle itself. Then draw a horizontal line for the edge. Create another line. And just the key is to make sure that you stay within these ocean waves only. If you stay within the ocean waves and end up highlighting the word here, you would automatically get a hang of it, and it would be easy for you to write the following words as well. Okay. Awesome. So I've written the word here already over here. Now, just next to it, I have good amount of gap left. In case you're not having good gap, you can just move down. You can move to the next wave that you have, but I already have good space over here. So I'm going to write the word come. So here comes the sun is our space. So we're going to move to the second word now. I'm going to repeat it at the same wave only. So just next to it now, I'm going to hand letter the word. It's actually not hand lettering, it's just that I'm writing it in normal handwriting only. Capital alphabet. And if you see, I'm just being in coordination with the entire waves only. So I'm staying within those two waves, and I'm fitting all my alphabets into that wave only. Okay, so just complementing the entire shape of the wave itself. Okay, so I've just highlighted the word comes. I'm going to quickly repeat it for you from here. So start by writing the word C, then O. Make sure that if you're putting it onto this particular wave itself, then the entire word fits into this area. Do not move out of this circle. So here comes, and now I'm going to hand letter the word the. So here comes, and now for the, I'm going to utilize only one wave. For the earlier one, if you could see, we have just utilized these two waves. That's the first wave and that's the second one. Now I'm going to utilize only one wave, and I'm moving a little towards the center portion this time. So that's the that I'm hand lettering over here. Okay. And now on the lower portion, the two waves that I have at the last portion, I'm going to write the word sun. So S-U-N, I'm going to fit into the last portion. Okay. So that's S, I stay within the circle only. It's okay if your alphabets are into different kind of slopes, that's fine, because that is what the beauty of hand lettering is. And once you add color to this particular illustration, it would look superb. Okay, so I'm quickly repeating the word the sun for you. So let's start from here. So that's the that I'm hand lettering. So again, I stay within those waves only. I try to complement the entire portion of the waves. And then the sun. So we have the sun at the lower portion over here, the word sun at the lower portion. If you see, we are just done with the hand lettering portion and also the illustration and the background. So we are just going to now go ahead and add colors to it because the basic sketch now is ready and the task is already achieved. Adding colors would be just like something for a few seconds and it would be done. So the rough sketch was only the prime showstopper of this class. And if you get the rough sketch ready by now, your half the task is already done. So it's now time to just take your sketch pen and first I'm going to use this red brush pen. I'm going to just overdraw the phrase "here comes the sun." Okay, so just the alphabet, only the alphabet that you're going to overdraw, overwrite it with a red sketch pen. So this is a brush pen, of course, but you can also use a red sketch pen. So just the phrase "here comes the sun" that I'm going to outline or overdraw. So let's begin. You all can just continue with me for this part because as I said, once the rough sketch is done, there's nothing more left to do besides adding a touch of color to it. So let's quickly overdraw the phrase, overwrite the phrase with the sketch pen. So that is what I'm doing over here. Just only overdraw the alphabets, only the letters, the phrase that we have created over here. Only overdraw or override the phrase, nothing else. Okay, here is done. Let's move to comes. Okay. So also done with comes now. And on to the overdrawing it, overriding it. Okay, on to the last word now. That's sun. Again, as I said, adding colors to this particular illustration is now just something that all of us can do. I'm not going to repeat this particular process for you. I'm just going to take a pause over here to quickly give you the time to just hand letter or override the word or the phrase "here comes the sun" with your red sketch pen. Okay, so I hope you all have already started with overwriting this particular phrase. So make sure that you're only overwriting the phrase. Okay, you need not add color to any of the portion up till now, but just make sure that only the alphabets of the phrase are overwritten with the red sketch pen. Okay, and since I'm using a brush pen over here, I could hold it at an angle and make it a little thicker. But if you feel that your sketch pen's point is thinner and you're having really thin outlines coming in, you can just go ahead and add a double outline when you work. Okay, that's the thing done. And we are done with just overdrawing the phrase now. And it's time now to just add color to the background, the sun. So let's just go ahead and add the color. Okay, so I just realized that I forgot to add a double outline to the semicircle area. So make sure that you also create a double outline to the semicircular area. Okay, I'm just going ahead, grabbing a pencil, and I'm adding this double outline to the semicircle. Okay, the sun, I forgot to add the double outline. So I'm just going to go ahead, take the pencil, and giving a double outline to this area as well. Just giving a double outline over here. Okay, so done there. Now, I'm going to color the sun orange. If you're not having orange, you can simply use yellow, but I'm going to color it orange. And if you see, I stay within the double outlines only. Okay, so that double outlines are nothing but point of separation that we have created for all the objects in this particular illustration. So make sure that you stay within these double outlines only. Okay, so look how I've just colored or filled colored inside the inner border. So I've given two borders to the sun, to the rays, and to the waves as well, right? So we are starting with the sun. Yes, we have started coloring the sun. And if you see us stay within the inner border line only. Okay, so make sure that you're also following the same thing and you're staying within the border lines on quickly repeating it from for you right from here. So as I said, if you want to use crayons for this particular portion to make the process a little speed up, so you can just go ahead and color it with your crayons, or you can also use your sketch pens. Okay, so the task is already achieved. We are just adding a tinge of colors to make it all vibrant. And now I'm using the yellow brush pen, the yellow color to fill in the rays. And again, this time for the rays, quickly observe how I do this. So I stay within these two border lines only. We are going to color within these two border lines for each of the rays, and just the two rays of the sun, each of the two rays of the sun, the double outlines that we have given, we leave it blank. Okay, so if you could just spot it over here, that was the first double border that we gave to the sun rays. We leave that blank and we color the area surrounding. Okay, so I'm coloring the rays yellow in case you have been using yellow for the sun, you can just go ahead and use the same yellow for the rays as well. Okay, so just go ahead and add color to the rays. Make sure you're not adding colors into the double outline portion. Okay. Brush pens make the task a little easier when it comes to coloring or filling colors because it has a flexible tip and makes the process even faster. But as I said, if you're using sketch pens, it's fine as well. But do not hurry or rush into your process. It's fine if you complete it even after the things. Okay. So I'm just coloring the rays of the sun now. And it already looks a lot vibrant to me. Okay, so I'm done with the rays, I'm done with the sun. And now for the lower portion, there are waves that we have created, but this time it could be a little different because there's hand lettering done. The phrase is fitted into the waves. So make sure that you're observing how I use colors in that particular area of waves before you create it for yourself. Okay, so carefully observe how I'm adding colors to the lower portion of the waves. And then when I repeat it, or then you can just follow it. So for the here comes part, the waves wouldn't be visible because we have fitted the two words there itself. But if you look at the word though and the area around it, there is a wave which is visible in that portion. So what we can do is just add a little bit of blue to that portion. We need not add color on the hand lettered portion, but just the areas around it. And this time also we stay within these circle, we stay within the circle and we do not add color to the double borders that we have given. Okay, so we need not add color to the double borders. And look how I just add colors, the add color blue, light blue. I'm using a light blue color over here. And I'm coloring the areas around the word the. Okay. So quickly observe this particular thing. I create a horizontal or a vertical line just around T and E, and then I color the rest of the portion. Okay, I need not add color on this particular word or over the hand lettered portion. Just the waves which are visible around the hand lettered portion, we are going to add color there. Okay. Similarly, for the other part. So I'm going to continue using this light blue itself. If you want to switch color, you want to add a shaded portion, you can just go ahead and add another wave or fill color into another wave with a dark blue color. But I'm going to use a light blue color only. So as you see, I do not add color into the double outlines, and I do not add color on the hand lettered part. I add color only to the areas surrounding it. Okay, so we've done this part as well. And if you see, all of our illustration is within this particular circle that we have drawn. Okay, so make sure that it is within the circle only, and you're not adding colors to the double outlines. Okay, so we have particularly completed our illustration. So the showstopper over here was, of course, the phrase that is, "Here comes the sun." In the previous class, we hand lettered a word. This time we took a step ahead and we hand lettered a phrase. And the most important part of this class was, look how we associated the phrase with the illustration. Since the phrase is "Here comes the sun," we have created a sun in the background, something like it is rising up. We have shown a sunrise at the background and we have given the phrase "Here comes the sun," which is in perfect coordination with the illustration. Okay, so that is the beauty of hand lettering. That is how we actually try to depict the literal meaning of the phrase with the illustration. The literal meaning, "Here comes the sun," basically means the sun has risen up. So we have also created the same illustration which is depicting like the sun is coming up, the sun is rising, and that is what is the most important learning of this class. Now again, a point to consider over here is there are a few pencil lines which are visible, but for me the sketch pen lines are still wet. So I'm just going to wait for a while till they dry up, and then I'm going to erase those pencil lines. You can do that for yourself as well. So once it is all dried up, the ink is dried up, you can just go ahead and erase those pencil lines. And yes, so that was all for this class. We created this beautiful illustration, hand lettered a phrase, "Here comes the sun," and also depicted the true meaning, the literal meaning of the phrase with the illustration. Okay, so that was it for the class. And a quick reminder that you can all erase those pencil lines once the illustration has dried up, the ink has dried up. And then please don't forget to make your submissions. The submissions for the previous class have been phenomenal, and I'm going to keep a track of who is making the submissions consistently. For anybody who's attending the class 2 for the first time and couldn't attend the previous class, make sure that you're making your submissions for this class as well. And yes, so I hope you all enjoyed this class, enjoyed learning the art of hand lettering, and I'll see you in the next class with yet another fun activity. Till then, please take care of yourself and keep enjoying all the hobby classes on Uolo. I'll see you super soon. Bye-bye. Take care.
Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. and then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at Uolo_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.